Welcome to my videos and my blog. In this time, I'm going to talk about what happened yesterday on 2025 NBA Playoff Day 22, where yesterday there were two games played, one per each conference, where it was played the game three in both games. In the Eastern Conference, in the first game, now the Boston Celtics didn't have any problem and defeated the New York Knicks 115 to 93, and with this victory the Celtics won its first game in the series. And now something weird about this series is that all the away teams have has always won the game. And in the second game in the Western Conference, in a close and tough game, the Minnesota Timberwolves defeated the Golden State Warriors 102 to 97. And with this victory, the Timberwolves are leading the series 2-1. So let's talk about a little more about each game. Let's start with the first game. New York Knicks 93, Boston Celtics 115. Remember that before this game, the New York Knicks did a surprise and they won the both games there in Boston, and they were leading the game 2-0. So before this game, it was a must to the Celtics to win this game, because if not, they were gonna to fall 0-3, and it was gonna to be almost impossible to recover and win this series. So remember, in the first two games, the Knicks overcome 20 points deficit, and the Knicks wanted to win this game to try to win the series and maybe to sweep the series, but this didn't happen, because it happened almost the same that happened in the first game, where the Boston Celtics dominate the first half. In this game, it happened the same. And what happened? The difference here is that the Boston Celtics in the second half, especially in the fourth quarter, they still were leading by 20 point difference. In this time, they didn't allow another comeback, and they won this game easily. How I told you, the Boston Celtics dominated the first half, where in the first half the Celtics were leading 79 to 46 by 25 point difference. All the people, including me, we thought that the Knicks were gonna to reduce that gap, because remember that in this time, in this era, NBA era, is for example, if you are losing by 20-25 point difference in the halftime on some part of the game, you can reduce that gap. But this didn't happen, because in the third quarter, the Celtics increased the lead to a 30 points difference. In the end of the third quarter, they increased by 26 point difference, and in the end of the third quarter, the Boston Celtics were leading the game 96 to 70 by 26 point difference. All the people who I told you, including me, we thought that if the Knicks could in the first 3-4 minutes of the last quarter to reduce the game to a less than 20 point difference or 15 point difference, they could have the chance to maybe to tie this game and force out overtime. Like it happened in the first two games, but it didn't happen, because now the Celtics play a tremendous fourth quarter, where they were always leading the game by more than 20 point difference, and in the end, the Boston Celtics had an easy game, and they won this game easily by 22 point difference, 115 to 93. How I told you at the beginning of the video, with this victory, the Celtics won the first game of the series, but the Knicks are still in this game, this series to 1. Now, the best player in this for the winner team were the Peyton Pritchard, with 23 points. The second best scorer was Jason Tatum with 22 points, and the third best was Jalen Brown with 19 points. I told you the Celtics are still down by one game difference, but now for the Knicks it's a must to win the game for tomorrow, because if not, I think this is going to be a very complicated way if the Celtics win tomorrow and tie the series. And in the second game of the day, in the Western Conference, the Minnesota Timberwolves travel to San Francisco and defeated the Golden State Warriors 102 to 97. Remember that before this game, the series was tied 1-1, when in the game one, the Warriors won it, and the Timberwolves won the game too. But remember that in the first game, in the second quarter, Steve Curry, the Warriors star, got injured and he didn't return to the game. Remember that he had injured his left hamstring strain, and he's gonna to be out minimum 1 week. So he's not gonna to play the game 4, neither the game 5, and he could return to a potential game 6. So I think that this was a must victory to the Warriors to try to extend the game minimum to 6 games, to see if Steve Curry can return in the season, sorry, in the game 6, and can have the possibility to win this game, to win this game. So to be honest, I thought that the Timberwolves were gonna to dominate this game and they're gonna to win this game easily by more than 5 point difference. But the Warriors are a tremendous team. For that reason, they are in this moment in the semi-final run, and they play it so hard. But the big difference here, I'm not gonna to lie, is was in the close time. In the last 5 minutes, in the last 4 minutes of the game, the Timberwolves executed better than the Warriors, and this was the big difference to win this game, because this game always the difference was between 2 to 10 point difference. Most of the times of the game, the Warriors were leading this game, but later the how I told you, the Timberwolves executed better in the last 4 minutes of the game in the fourth quarter, and for that reason that they won that game. Also, something that affected the Warriors lost this game is that the Damon Green, one of his stars in the defensive way, he got fall out with less than 5 minutes to play, and in the clutch time he didn't play the game, and for that reason the Timberwolves took advantage of that, and for that reason this was one of the reasons why they won this game. But actually, how I told you, is because the Timberwolves executed better in the clutch time, and the Timberwolves in the end won this game 102 to 97, and with this victory the Timberwolves took the lead of the series to 1. Now the best player in the Timberwolves were the Anthony Edwards with 36 points. Julius Randle, that played at tremendous basketball level, he scored a triple double with 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 12 assists. And Jaden McDaniels scored 50 points. So, what I told you now, the Timberwolves are leading the series to 1. It is a must for the Warriors to try to win the game 4, to try to tie the series and for a game 6, because I think that if the Warriors are down 3-1, 1-3 in the series, I think that it's going to be very impossible to win the game 5 there in Minnesota, and then most probably they're going to be eliminated. So let's see what happens tomorrow. So what's next? Today we'll have 2 games, 1 game per conference. The first game now will be something where the first game will be in the Western Conference, where in the game 4 the Denver Nuggets are going to receive the Oklahoma City Thunder and Denver, Colorado, and 50-50 Eastern time. Remember that by surprise of everyone, the Denver Nuggets are leading this series to 1. The last game, in the game 3, it was a very tremendous game, because this game was very funny to watch. It was a typical playoff game where it was defining the clutch time. But it's the thing that's happened, that I think that the lack of experience for the Thunders, and the experience that the Nuggets have in the playoff made the difference, because in this kind of games, in a close game, the experience and how you execute it in the clutch time is the difference. So I think that now that the Nuggets have the advantage in the game, and because this game 4 will be playing in Denver, I think that the Nuggets are going to win this game. I think that again it's going to be clear. This will be another close game like the game 4. But I think that if this game 4 is going to be defined in the last seconds or minutes of the game, or in the last play, and the difference between these teams will be by 1 to 3 point difference, I think that the Nuggets are going to win this game, because in the clutch time the Nuggets are better, and the Thunders most of the time have won their games easily by more than 10 point difference. So this is a must to win for the Thunders, because I think that if they down 1-3 in the series, the most probably they're going to be eliminated. So I think that the Nuggets are going to win this game by 1 or 2 point difference, and the Nuggets are going to take the lead of the series 3-1. And in the second game of the day, in the Eastern Conference, the Indiana Pacers will receive the Cleveland Cavaliers on Indianapolis, and 20 o'clock Eastern time. Remember that the Pacers are leading this series 2-1, and this is the same that is happening in the Knicks Celtics series, where in this series all the away teams have won their game. So remember that the Pacers did a surprise, because they won the 2 games there in Cleveland, and the Cavs won the game 3 on Indiana. The big difference was that for first time in the series, in the game 3, all the starting players, or the best player in the Cavs were available to win that game. So I think that if all the top players in the Cavs are going to win, I think that the Cavs are going to win this game 4. I think that the difference will be between 3 to 5 point difference, and I think the Cavs are going to tie the series. So I hope you like this video, and if you have any comment or suggestion, you can write me and in my social media platform. So see you in the video. Cheers.